Hi everyone, I'm Scott Stokely and I posted a video just yesterday with two-time world Frisbee Freestyle champion Dan O'Neill about what is Frisbee Freestyle. And I said there'd be a tutorial video coming, and a bunch of you have been messaging me asking me how to learn more. So we came out to 7 mountains outside of Las Vegas. It's windy, we're gonna do our best. But I want to talk to Dan about how to actually get started. So if someone's interested in freestyle, what is the first thing they do?
Well, there's a lot of resources online. I would just recommend YouTube, checking out Freestyle Frisbee. That's a great starting point. There's so many connection points between disc golf and freestyle. Obviously, Juliana is a great role model in both sports, but it's so exciting to see disc golfers starting to take an interest in freestyle. You can check out freestyledisc.org. You can certainly find me or any other freestyler and ask us how to play. So, but yeah, it starts with really just finding a Discraft Sky Styler. That's like the main tool that we use. There's also like a Whiz Ring and an X Disc. These are a couple training tools that I would recommend. These are like the core basics that a freestyler has in their bag. But you know, get yourself a Sky Styler and just start playing. Freestyle is really an extension of throw and catch. It's one of the earliest disc sports. There's so many legends from disc golf that were pioneers of freestyle as well, whether that's Dan Roddick, Jim Kenner, Tito Galde, Greg Hosfeld. There's so many names that you could drop.
Almost like a who's who of disc golfers from the 70s. There's a who's who of freestylers from the 70s.
Truth.
So the game starts off, I mean, freestyle before the nail delay. We'll get to that because that's another level, but it starts off with just, we call speed flow.
That's it.
Which is just trick catches and throws. And we'll demonstrate a little bit of that. We'll shoot that afterwards.
Yeah.
But we'll do a speed flow. But the thing that you notice if you watch is the disc spinning on your finger. And that was a nail delay. And let's be clear about something. So in 1975 on the East Coast, the nail delay was invented by
Kerry Colmar.
But also on the West Coast, the Berkeley Frisbee group also invented the nail delay. And there's always a debate. It's like, I like to think people invented them independently. Maybe one didn't even come first. If they could have both invented it, right? So smash the rivalry once and for all.
Totally.
That's not gonna happen. But
really what I would say is everybody's a freestyler. By virtue of being interested in flying disc, by watching this video, you're already a freestyler. So
yeah, Simon Lizotte, everybody. High-end freestyler, even if he's not out doing freestyle competitions, because he's making up games with flying discs.
That's really what it comes down to, is what can we do with the Frisbee, what can we do with the Frisbee together? Yep. So it starts with throw and catch, and there's so many varieties of different trick throws and catches that you can learn. Nail delay is an interesting one because it's a way that connects a lot of moves together. So it's kind of a bridge move that helps you kind of bridge different skill sets in the sport. But
yeah, and so what they noticed that a lot of people, when they freestyle, they put on these fancy fake nails. Some people
but you don't need them. Like, I actually recommend that when you're first learning to freestyle, learn without the nails. Like, you don't need them. Your natural nails are strong enough. But it is true that, you know, you're not trying to use the thick pad of your finger. You want to use your fingernail. You're making small circles in the same direction the disc is spinning. Unfortunately, you got to learn this 4 times. Right hand, left hand, clockwise, counterclockwise. So there's a steep learning curve to freestyle, but if you dedicate that initial time, it's so much fun and the learnings become quicker and quicker. So
now I do want to jump in on that one.
Yeah.
Because and you are the expert here for sure. But when you have fingernails that look like this, the amount of surface area of fingernail, my finger literally has to be in about this exact position, which is real limiting. And I think it can be harder when you're new. It's less forgiving.
Yeah, that's fair. And lots of people wear nail. Or another thing that we do to kind of help spin the disc is you can use like a silicone-based lubricant on the bottom of the disc, just a little bit, help make it slippery. And you know, really the core, you know, when you're practicing by yourself or when you're getting out there with a friend, different than disc golf, is you want to be throwing with spin. We call that Z's in freestyle. So, you know, that starts with a snap of the wrist. Kind of like when you roll up a towel to whip your friend with it, there's that snap of the wrist at the end of the throw. Same would be true with a forehand. Snap back at the end. or an overhand or whatever the case may be. We're trying to throw it thinking of our partner in mind, how to give them the best throw, and usually with the maximum amount of Z's.
All right, so when you're by yourself and you're learning to do a nail delay for the first time, how do you start setting yourself and what do you do?
Great. Yeah, when you're by yourself, I actually recommend a two-handed throw. So fingers to the ceiling. I'll use my second knuckles and on the rim of the disc and kind of press in just a little bit. One hand in back, one hand in front. One will feel more comfortable. Either way is fine. One's clock, one's counter. I'm throwing the disc in the air as flat as I can, super flat. And with power, I bend my knees, putting it right up in front of me where I can see the bottom side of the disc. That helps me see what I'm doing. It's okay to move your feet at first. You might need to.
All right, so you can do a nail delay. You can start doing tricks.
Yes.
Are you ready to go out and join a jam at this point?
Yeah, for sure. And that's a great vocab word drop there. So we call it a jam, kind of like jazz musicians. It's improvised. We're here to have fun, but you've got your arsenal of tools and you're trying to make something cool happen together. So yeah, of course, you're ready to go out and jam. In competition, freestyle is a little different. We play in a team of 2 usually, or a team of 3. You have a routine, it's set to music. There's judges that's evaluating each team in difficulty, execution, artistic impression, kind of like figure skating. So on that side of the sport at the top level, there's definitely, there's some barriers to entry, but yeah, of course you're ready to go jam.
All right, and so here, I'm gonna give some advice when you're coming out here, and either give me a yay or a nay if I get this one right.
Tell me.
All right, so first off, you are welcome to come out and play. It's the lifeblood of freestyle, just like disc golf. Without new players, the sport's done, it's over.
Amen,
right?
absolutely.
You need new players. Okay, having said that though, I'm gonna give you a couple tips that'll make the experience a little better for you when you come out. The first is when you're contacting the local community, I would recommend messaging people, ask them when the best time to come out is. Certainly you're welcome to come out anytime. But you never know, the players that are playing that day might be working on a routine for a tournament. Maybe some friend they haven't jammed with in years is, in from out of town, and it's there's better times for new players than others, right?
For sure.
For sure. So just let them know. I want to come out, when's a good time. They'll also connect you with, there's always going to be jammers that are more into teaching new players than others.
Absolutely.
So that's a way to connect, to come out at the right time.
The bottom line is everybody wants to teach. It's such an international community, so no matter where you go in the world, there's probably somebody that wants to jam with you. Certainly in New York City, where I'm from, we've got a great community, but I'm headed to Prague next weekend. Obviously we're playing here in Vegas today, and I'm just so grateful for freestyle and the opportunity it's given me to travel, and it's a language. Maybe I don't speak the same language as somebody I'm freestyling with, but we can communicate and share together through the flight of Frisbee, and that's a beautiful thing.
Absolutely. Now, another thing I learned about when you're new is the moment you can give Z's to somebody, and you learn this practicing by yourself, the different ways of doing it. The minute that you can step out to a group of jammers and do that, you're welcome to play. Because now you're
true that
right. Now you can set people up.
People just want a good throw. Yeah.
Yeah. So if you can do a good throw, it doesn't matter if you drop every catch all day. Nobody cares.
Scott,
if you can give Z's, you're in.
Can I share a couple key values to freestyle?
Please.
Freestyle is about flow. So it's about and one thing about freestyle is catching is king. In disc golf, you don't need to catch, and you mostly play with one arm. Although how cool is it to see Eagle just launching lefty drives now? But in freestyle we use both sides of the body equally. We play with both spins. Catching is king. This is your catch window, this distance between your 2 fingers. So if you approach your catch like that, you're really cutting yourself short. You got to make this window as big as possible. That's your claw to grab the disc. So get out there and experiment for disc golfers with what different catches can I do. As a general rule of thumb, I say below the nipples, thumbs up is a little easier. Above the nipples, drop the thumb down. Behind the head, behind the back, under the leg, under the other leg, from the inside out. This one's called a bad attitude. There's a funny name for almost every trick in freestyle, but it really is about creativity, personality, and just getting out there and seeing what you can do.
All right, so give this a try. One final thing we talked about is just one of the biggest challenges that freestyle faces is there can be kind of a steep learning curve with some of the things. Like, it's fun to do trick throws, fun to do trick catches. I mean, everyone likes playing on the beach, but the nail delay in those, some of those skills take a little bit longer. If you invest the time into it, it becomes super, super fun. So, like, take a leap of faith. I promise you will love it if you put the time in, and then it'll become part of your life. Like, no one stops freestyling.
True that. So with that, go, obviously like and subscribe to Scott Stokely's channel. Scott, dude, thank you so much for having me on your channel. It's an honor and a pleasure. If you want to learn more about freestyle, freestyledisc.org, the Freestyle Frisbee Players group in Facebook. We've got Frisbee Freestyle as the handle for Instagram and TikTok. My own handle and alias is Guardian of the Disc. So you can follow me, message me as well. We all want to help you freestyle. We'll jam with you soon.
Yeah, new players are the lifeblood, so you are welcome in the community.
Cool, brother.
Thanks, man.
Thank you.
Let's, the sun's still up. We got a cool location. We should jam.
Let's jam!
Sounded like it went great.